Na 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 na. Hey YouTube, welcome back to another exciting episode of Vin Plays Fantasy Football. Yes, we're doing another draft. It is still Labor Day weekend. It's actually Monday. It is actually Labor Day. Yeah, Monday, Labor Day. And this is the league that I commission here. This is what I consider to be my main league, my Yahoo league. Um, it's kind of sad right now. A couple of my friends do need to auto draft today because they are out of town, but but hopefully we have a good draft here, and I am picking 10th, and I am the descenders again like my other league, and yeah, I do commission. I am the commissioner for this league, and I actually made some plague changes, so to speak. I added a couple of IR spots, and I also added 2 bench spots. So just in case, a team or a few players come down with the plague, we're going to have a little bit of a deeper bench than usual, at least for this year. I don't intend to keep it in there or keep these extra draft spots once the plague isn't an issue anymore. But we'll see. I guess we'll play it by ear. So I do have my rankings here. Yeah, again, they're the same rankings as the fantasy. There are the fantasy footballers rankings. This time, half point PPR rankings because my league is half point PPR. And it looks like we're starting. I do prefer the Yahoo platform way more than I do the. Let me just hide this real quick. No, I do not want to hide pics. Show pics. Yes. No, show pics. No, show pics. Hide pics. Well, anyways, I do like the Yahoo platform way more than the ESPN platform. You can see here there's a lot more robust tools you have at your disposal. Oh man, my friend over here. Sorry, apologies for his name, Blue Balls. He should be here. I wonder why he's not in right now. Maybe he's running late. But there are more robust tools. There's no annoying sound effects here. It's pretty much just football, just fantasy football here. So let's keep an eye out on who's getting picked up. So far, no, nothing's out of the ordinary. Christian McCaffrey, Saquon Barkley, actually Alvin Kamara, coming off the 3rd pick. That's kind of new. Ezekiel Elliott. Okay, Derrick Henry, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Nick Chubb. Ooh, this is gonna be rough here. Okay, so it is our turn. They picked up Michael Thomas. We do have 2 people to pick up here. Checking back at our rankings again, we will definitely be grabbing Josh Jacobs. So let's go ahead and take him. Josh Jacobs, where you at, bro? Okay, we will take Josh Jacobs. And we do like to double up on running backs here for the sake of our depth here. But we do like the wide receivers later on. The thing is, man, it really sucks to pick last. Devontae Adams is in our wheelhouse here. But let's see, what running backs do we have available here? We still have Joe Mixon. We have Miles Sanders. We do have Miles Sanders. We do have Aaron Jones here as well. I think is Aaron Jones next on our list? Let's take a peek. Yeah, Aaron Jones is the next guy on our list, but there is still Devontae Adams here. You know what? This being a PPR league, I don't think I could pass up on the value of Devontae Adams. Let's go ahead and grab him and just hope for the best when it comes to our running backs. Yeah, it's really a toss-up right there. I'm not sure if I wanted to grab. Man, Aaron Jones. I do like Aaron Jones, but they want to run a committee back there, and he is really due for touchdown regression. He scored a ton of touchdowns last year. The only other running backs though that were safe. We did draft Kenyon Drake during my ESPN league, but wide receiver, since this is a PPR league. wide receivers are more on parity with running backs in this league as far as how many points they score. So yeah, because in my ESPN league, it was a standard point or non-PPR point scoring. So yeah, I really favor the running backs there. But yeah, it's a little bit more balanced with PPR or half PPR, that is. Yeah, hopefully. Okay, fingers crossed that I believe I would like. Fingers crossed that Chris Carson falls back down to us. Chris Carson here within our next couple of picks. If not Chris Carson, you know, we do have Mark Ingram. Man, Le'Veon is still here, although, you know, PPR wise, I value Le'Veon a little bit more PPR wise, although, you know, his situation is just so out there. Let's see who's getting picked up here. So it looks like Julio's been gone. Kenyon Drake was picked up. Okay, Aaron Jones was, oh man, Total Divas is just killing it here. Saquon and Aaron Jones for your first two picks. That's crazy. That's crazy good right here. Austin Eckler right here too. Ezekiel and Austin Eckler. I like that. I like this Clyde Edwards. This is what we started out with in the ESPN league. All right, so it looks like it's coming back down to us. Yeah, Chris Carson. I'm leaning towards Chris Carson. Maybe Miles Sanders makes it back to us, but since I have a few guys who are auto drafting, I seriously doubt that. Alright, and Vaughn Like Donkey Kong drafted Patrick Mahomes. Vaughn Like Donkey Kong is actually the commissioner of our other league, of the ESPN league, so so yeah, it's no surprise that he picked up Patrick Mahomes. I guess he likes him more than Lamar Jackson, but okay, speak of the devil, Lamar Jackson looks to be picked up here. So right now we are leaning towards Chris Carson. You know, Chris Godwin, this is PPR, so Chris Godwin would also be a great pickup. Let's take a look at Kenny Galladay has also been picked up as well. So, yeah, Chris Godwin would be a good pickup here. We're going to hope for Chris Carson and Chris Godwin here. Fingers crossed. We do have to pick twice, so. Oh, Chris Godwin was taken off the board. Alright, so it will be Chris Carson. It might have to be, let's take a look at our rankings here. It might have to be Chris Carson and Le'Veon Bell here. And then later on in the draft, we could hope to grab Antonio Gibson and Cam Akers. I think I rarely get Cam Akers in the Yahoo drafts. The way that they position their yeah, because it'd either have to be Le'Veon or Cam Akers if I grabbed Alright, so let's go ahead and grab Chris Carson. And we're going to start with, I think, and Mark Ingram, DJ Moore, Jonathan Taylor. Yeah, I think we got it. Let's go ahead and let's start off with three pretty, well, two studdish running backs, I believe. Let's look at our rankings. Yeah, Chris Carson. I am really high on Chris Carson. I think he should be more a part of this tier here. But yeah, why didn't I include him in this tier? But yeah, let's go ahead and draft Le'Veon. I really believe in Le'Veon's talent. It's just his situation isn't ideal, but he is one of my favorite players to watch. At least he was when he was part of the Steelers. He was super fun to watch when this in the heyday of the Steelers with the killer bees, so to speak, with Ben Roethlisberger and Antonio Brown and Le'Veon Bell, and for a minute Martavius Bryant as well. He made a lot of noise on that squad before he kind of went down the toilet. But anyways, for a second wide receiver, we do have a lot of options still. Amari Cooper still might come back down to us, and I'm getting texted right now. Give me a second. Yeah. Okay, more of my friends talking smack, but yeah, DJ Moore probably won't make it down to us. Amari Cooper often does make it, at least according to my from my mock drafts. Amari Cooper can fall to us. It seems that he's very polarizing. So there's people who either love him or hate him. So I find that he either goes pretty early or he falls pretty late. So if he falls to within our next couple of picks, I will probably pick him up because Devontae Adams is pretty much as steady as you could get, knock on wood, unless he's hurt, like he was hurt for a few games last year. But he's only second to Michael Thomas as far as how safe you could get when it comes to wide receiver, anyways. So, and we have three pretty solid running backs here. We have three running backs who are guaranteed to work. So we could pick up higher upside. When we're picking up running backs now, we could aim for the higher upside running backs. But right now it looks like fingers crossed. Well, you know what? If Cam Akers falls back down, well, speak of the devil, no. Cam Akers did just come off the board. So yeah, Cam Akers off the board. DJ Moore, Mark Andrews. Okay, that's an interesting pick right there. Oh, that's, you know, I guess that falls within where he normally gets picked up. David Johnson is still on the board here too. He's pretty high up on our rankings. The only problem I have with him is he looked like he lost a step last year, and there's no guarantees about his health. He seems like he might be on that cusp of just being injury prone. So yeah, right now we're leaning towards Amari Cooper. If not Amari Cooper, Robert Woods, I was about to say Roberto. Robert Woods is still here as well. DJ Chark is here. So we have a lot of options when it comes to wide receivers. As far as running backs, let's take a peek at what running backs are available here. David Johnson is still here. Zach Moss, and then David Montgomery. Like I said, if you watched my ESPN draft, I do like David Montgomery. He's hurt right now, so I prefer him as my fourth running back, so I don't have to start him right away, and we could give him those 1, 2, 3 games that he needs to get himself healthy. Well, it looks like we have a few more bullets to dodge. I know Dak in the box is obviously is a Cowboys fan, so Amari might not make it back to us, but she also might be grabbing Dak Prescott here. Yeah, I think she'll take him here. So we can end up taking Amari, and man, Robert Woods is pretty enticing here, particularly considering the running backs we have available. Because it looks like David Johnson has been taken off the board. Kareem Hunt was taken pretty early, wow, and DJ Chark as well. Maybe we want to take the double Amari Cooper. Wow, she skipped Dak and took Amari Cooper. Okay, well, man, this makes it a little bit difficult here. Raheem Mostert is still on the board. Where's Raheem Mostert? He is right in the middle, right next to Antonio Gibson here. This is quite the predicament we're being thrown. Well, we definitely want Robert Woods as our second wide receiver here. Let's take a look at our rankings. Yeah, Robert Woods is right up towards the top. And then we have, I like a lot of these players in the middle, so it would be Robert Woods. Let's go ahead and grab Robert Woods now. And man, what running backs? This is rough. Man, picking from, we could grab Zach Moss, but we could wait. You know what, let's pick, I'm going to go ahead and let's go ahead and grab Robert Woods. Where'd he go? Can't find him now. Let's grab Robert Woods, and I don't particularly like Raheem Mostert. He is good, and I guess he will be startable. Man, our next two picks are going to have to be this is rough. Okay, let's go ahead and draft Raheem Mostert. Let's lean towards running backs. When in doubt, grab a running back. So we do have another starting running back here in Raheem Mostert. I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce his name, but yeah, we have 4. You know, Josh Jacobs could be a league winner, but Chris Carson is very steady. Le'Veon Bell will be getting most of the work on that in the backfield, hopefully. particularly with Frank Gore. But you know, this is PPR, so his passes, his his work in the passing game will be more valued here. Raheem Mostert is great, but he's part of a committee. He probably won't get more than 50 to 60% of the touches in that backfield. But looking forward to our next pick, we're probably going to grab Zach Moss just because I'm really high on him. Although my rankings don't really show it. My next picks will probably be Zach Moss and Antonio Gibson because we're going to reach here. Yahoo hasn't updated their rankings for Antonio Gibson, so he's pretty low on the spectrum. Hopefully he makes it back down to us. And then for wide receivers, we still have a lot of options here. Marquise Brown is still here. Jarvis Landry is very steady. Let's take a look at our rankings for Jarvis Landry. Yeah, he's like a tier 5, I think, about tier 5. Oh, tier 5, tier 6 cutoff here. Marvin Jones is still there. Marquise Brown has a great opportunity to break out. So we'll see what goes on there. Although, you know, he might not make it back down to us. But right now, with our next couple of picks, I'm going to lean towards Zach Moss and Antonio Gibson. Yeah, and then, you know, there's a good chance that Marvin Jones will make it back to us. We could grab Jamison Crowder. And Jamison Crowder and Julian Edelman, guys who are more quality over quantity, these slot receivers, they, since it's PPR, you know, half-point PPR, they get the benefit of the doubt when it comes to, well, benefit of the doubt. They get that added value for extra passes that they catch. So there's a lot more parity between wide receivers and running backs, the way I value them anyways, when it comes to PPR, half PPR and PPR versus standard league scoring or non-PPR scoring. Although, you know, Marquise Brown is here as well. Let's take a look at what quarterbacks we have on the board here. So Matt Ryan, Carson Wentz, Matthew Stafford, Ben Roethlisberger, Aaron Rodgers. Why? I forgot to start Aaron Rodgers. Alright, so we do still have Marquise Brown there. Wow. Just wow. Alright, so we do want to pick up, I do value Antonio Gibson more than I do Zach Moss, but Marquise Brown is right there, and he does have that high upside. We'll have to forego Zach Moss though. Right now we have two really good wide receivers though. You know, let's just go with our initial plan. You know, we're overthinking this. I'm gonna grab Zach Moss, and holy shit, yep, I'm going to do it. Pardon my French, but we're drafting all the running backs. All the running backs that we are taking, because we only have one extra spot for running backs, but we're taking all the running backs. We could have taken David Johnson here for just for because, you know, he's going to get the work. He would be a steady Eddie, like I said ad nauseum the last draft that I did for ESPN. But he is a steady Eddie. The only thing is he is hurt, and I think I brought this up last time as well. There's a chance that when he comes back that he could re-injure himself. So there's probably no way that Marquise Brown makes it back down to us. Realistically speaking, we're probably looking at Jamison Crowder, and I think Marvin Jones is who I'm looking at right there. We could go ahead and take a peek at our quarterbacks. So Carson Wentz is still there. We still have Aaron Rodgers available, although, you know, Vaughn like Donkey Kong might snipe Aaron Rodgers again from us like he did during our last draft. Cam Newton is still out there. Jared Goff is still out there. A combination of, say, like Matthew Stafford and Cam Newton I'm fine with. Something like Jared Goff and Cam Newton I wouldn't mind as well. Ben and Cam Newton. Like, if I get one of the really late quarterbacks, which it looks like I'm going to have to do, because Drew Brees I think is pretty much my cutoff for quarterbacks, for only having one quarterback. Where's Drew Brees? Yeah, I have Drew Brees ranked at 7th here. So yeah, we are going to be doubling up on quarterback. We could take a peek at our tight ends here, and Mike Gesicki's still on the board. Aiden Hurst is still here. TJ Hawkinson as well. Noah Fant. Dallas Goedert is still on the board. Or there's a ton of tight ends that we could grab. Jared Cook even. So we'll see what happens. We will see what happens. Let's go ahead and take a peek at who's getting picked right now. So yeah, auto drafted San Francisco defense, of course, and Baltimore was probably auto drafted as well. Stephon Diggs, Deebo Samuel was taken off the board. Okay. AJ Green, Tyler Boyd, J.K. Dobbins. All right. Okay, we got Evan Ingram's off the board as well. Wow, maybe Marquise Brown will make it back to us. Let's hope that none of these auto drafters get picked up. My boy here, BC Boys, he is out of town for the Labor Day weekend. So yeah, he said he adjusted his rankings, his auto rankings, but he's actually auto drafting in a few of his leagues this year. Okay, it looks like Matthew Stafford has been taken off the board, so let's go ahead and take a look. And Josh Allen is still here too. So there's still a ton of quarterbacks on the board. Marquise Brown, fingers crossed that he makes it back down to us. Otherwise, you know, Jarvis Landry is still here too. So Jarvis Landry is a great value as a steady Eddie here. Jarvis Landry, Marvin Jones, Marquise Brown. We could grab Marquise Brown is very boom busty. He does run on the outside, so but yeah, he has a great opportunity since he's healthy this year. He has the opportunity to be Lamar Jackson's like top wide receiver, top 2 targets with Mark Andrews, and that offense is going to be great. So, and it looks like somebody reached for Leonard Fournette. I am not touching that backfield once they signed Leonard Fournette, and I was drinking the Kool-Aid too. I was totally drinking the Ronald Jones Kool-Aid, because Bruce Arians was talking him up. But yeah, once they got Leonard Fournette, that backfield is a total cluster F right there. Oh, so David Montgomery is still on the board as well, but we have a ton of running backs, so man. So I'm going to go ahead and draft Marquise Brown here. We could grab Marvin Jones as well, but that's pretty redundant. Let's take a peek at our tight ends. Jared Cook is still on the board. Mike Gesicki, who we drafted in our other draft, is still here. Let's look at the quarterbacks. Josh Allen is still here. Let me take a look at our rankings for Josh Allen real quick. Josh Allen is part of the Drew Brees. But you know what? I'm going to go for some depth here. Let's go ahead and grab Jarvis Landry as well. We get a steady Eddie to go with our man, we have actually, you know what, we need some upside here. I could just grab all of the, because we have some very steady wide receivers. We have Devontae Adams, Robert Woods, but yeah, you know what, yeah, let's go for depth here. I'm gonna grab Jarvis Landry. That is a nice depth piece. We have 3 bench spots left. You know, since I did add a couple of IR spots here, we could look out for some injured players to put in our IR spots. But you know, especially being the commissioner of this league, I don't know if that's the most ethical thing to do. Excuse me. Especially since I added those IR spots specifically for. Although I didn't tell everybody, nobody has to use them specifically for. Or I'm gonna have to bleep those out for plague. Although I didn't specifically use those spots for the plague, I feel kind of bad if I kind of game the system in that way. But I think we're pretty much set at wide receiver and running back as far as depth here. We have 6 solid running backs, and then we have four very well, with the exception of Marquise Brown, we have four very solid wide receivers. Four wide receivers that we know will put up points week in and week out. The highest upside guy is obviously Devontae Adams. Marquise Brown could be week winning, if he's healthy. That is, if he's totally healthy and he has that kind of simpatico with Lamar Jackson. But let's go on and look forward to our next picks. Our 11th and 12th pick. We could pick up Mike Gesicki here. Let's take a look at what quarterbacks we have available. Aaron Rodgers is still available here. Carson Wentz is still here. Jared Goff is still here, and Cam are still there. So Mike Gesicki is still here. Yeah, there's still a ton. Noah Fant. There's a ton of guys that we're fine with. Noah Fant, Jonnu Smith. We will be drafting 2 tight ends as well, so we need to make sure that our last 2 bench spots are for an extra tight end and an extra quarterback. Mental note to self there. And David Montgomery is still on the board. Wow. If David Montgomery makes it back to us, I think we're going to have to draft him. Right now, I'm leaning towards drafting our tight end towards our next pick. Probably our tight end and our first quarterback. Oh, wow. Cam Newton was taken off the board. Okay, yeah. So, Ben Roethlisberger and Jared Goff, we are leaning towards for our quarterbacks here. Yeah, wow. There was a mini run on quarterback. Okay, Rob Gronkowski's off the board. Austin Hooper, Hayden Hurst, Cam Newton, and Aaron Rodgers, of course. Oh no, actually Total Divas picked up Aaron Rodgers. Okay, and Cam. Wow, that's a nice double pickup right there. Yeah, I think we'd have to pick up David Montgomery. Man, okay, so it looks like I'm going to be rocking with Ben Roethlisberger. And do I chance it though? Joe Burrow is still out here too. We could go with Ben Roethlisberger and Joe Burrow late, because I doubt that who got picked up? Did Ben get picked up? Oh, son of a bitch. Okay. So Ben Roethlisberger has been picked up. For the sake of steadiness, we probably want to pick up Jared Goff here. Let's take a look at our rankings. Man, everybody just sucked up all the quarterbacks. That being said though, you know what? Since everybody sucked up the quarterbacks, we probably don't need to take any more. We probably don't have to worry about quarterbacks anymore. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. You know what? Yeah, we're gonna say F it right here. We're gonna say F it. I'm grabbing Montgomery. Where am I at? We're taking David Montgomery as our second to last pick here. Now we're going to take who do we want to take here? We'll probably want to take Jared Goff. Let's see. Let's go and look at my rankings real quick. Jared Goff. Daniel Jones is up here. Jared Goff, 22nd. Gardner Minshew. You know what I'm going to do real quick? We're going to jump over to the fantasy footballers to see footballers. I'm going to jump over to ballers. There we go. There they are. How much time do we got left? We got 45 seconds. We're going to go to week 1 rankings real quick. And who is within the top here? Ben Roethlisberger, Cam, Jared Goff is within the top 12, so we will be taking Jared Goff. Whew. Drafting at the turn blows chunks. That's all I gotta say. Man, this has been the ugliest draft, like mock draft wise, or well, I've only done one real draft so far this season, so I have 2 more drafts after this one, but this has been the ugliest team that I think I've drafted so far. We have so many running backs. Oh my goodness, check this out. Josh Jacobs, Chris Carson, Le'Veon Bell, Raheem Mostert, Zach Moss, Antonio Gibson, David Montgomery, and Jared Goff as our lone quarterback. We will be leaning towards Joe Burrow as our second quarterback, but we also need 2 tight ends here. We could also grab Phillip Rivers. We still have Tyrod Taylor, I believe, still on the board. There's still a lot of guys here that we could grab. Tyrod Taylor actually could be pretty good here too. Let's look at where he falls in the rankings. Yeah, it looks like he's number 22. And Jared Goff is number 15. And he is playing Dallas. Okay, that might be a shootout, that's why. Yeah, Tyrod. How about Joe Burrow? Joe Burrow is... Okay, Phillip Rivers. Yeah, we are totally 100% going to be streaming this year. Let's take a look at our tight ends. Mike Gesicki is still there. If Mike Gesicki is left, we'll take him. Joe Burrow, I don't think there's any chance that anybody picks up Joe Burrow. Well, knock on wood. There's a chance that somebody picks up Joe Burrow with their later picks, but yeah, it's whew. Yeah, our quarterbacks are going to be pretty ugly this year. But you know, maybe if one of our thousands of running backs hits, then we do have a valuable trade piece. We could perhaps maybe trade somebody for a better quarterback. Like let's take a look here. Deshaun Watson and Carson Wentz, like we could trade for one of them. Patrick Mahomes, okay, he didn't grab a second quarterback. Von like Donkey Kong did not grab a second quarterback. But Russell Wilson and Matthew Stafford, yeah, maybe we could trade for him there too. Lamar Jackson and Jimmy Garoppolo, okay. Tom Brady and Kyler Murray, all right. Drew Brees and Ben. That's actually a pretty good stack, or a pretty good pairing right there. Matt Ryan and Josh Allen, alrighty. And then I have Jared. Yeah, my sad on the turn team has Jared Goff. Looks like somebody grabbed T.J. Hawkinson, also known as the Hawk Strap, affectionately known as the Hawk Strap by people who listen to the footballers. Joe Burrow is still here. Yeah, we're gonna grab Mike Gesicki. Let's go ahead and grab Mike Gesicki and Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow mostly for the upside, because if he explodes after game 1, there's a lot of talk about how good he's been in oh, and Mike Gesicki was just taken. Okay, well, it will probably be Blake Jarwin now, actually. Blake Jarwin, we will lean towards Blake Jarwin and Jonnu Smith. Well, Noah Fant, is Noah Fant still on the board as well? No, Noah Fant isn't on the board, so yeah, Blake Jarwin and Jonnu Smith. But let's go ahead and grab, yeah, let's grab Blake Jarwin. And somebody gonna grab, how many tight ends did everybody grab here? Okay, 1 tight end, 2 tight ends. Alright, most people it looks like have grabbed their second tight end. So we don't have to worry about tight ends. We don't actually have to worry about, yeah, let's go ahead and draft Joe Burrow here. Okay, now our second tight end. Essentially a second tight end. Let's see. Oh yeah. Oh, Booyah came back. Nice. All right. I wasn't sure that. I knew that he normally makes it. So I was kind of worried because yeah, he gets kind of angry if he auto drafts. But yeah. Oh, but Blue Ball's still in here. Again, apologies for his choice of names. But who do we have left? We still have Jonnu Smith. Chris Herndon is still on the board. Let's take a look where Chris Herndon falls. Chris Herndon is still off the board here, but Jonnu Smith is still a guy we could grab. Let's take a look at kickers. Alright, Jake Elliott, Michael Badgley, or the Money Badger, as he trademarked. We have Mason Crosby, and hopefully we will be able to pick up our preferred kicker here, which would be Young-Ho Koo. I do like that guy. He has a soft spot. There's a soft spot in my heart for him because I saw his viral video when it came out way back in the day where he did a little backflip and kicked a field goal at the same time. It was pretty cool. But yeah, right now we do need to pick up our second tight end. Jeez. Man, I really misjudged where people might fall to me. Man, yeah. I again reiterate, drafting on the turn, drafting last, kind of blows. Especially since it's a 10-team league too, so this team is deeper than these teams are deeper than most regular teams. But man, I am not the happiest with this lineup right now. Although, there's a lot of players that I do like here. I love Devontae Adams. I love watching Chris Carson. I love Le'Veon Bell. Robert Woods I rode to a championship last year. I'm very high on these running backs, these rookie running backs, Zach Moss and Antonio Gibson. David Montgomery is basically a steal this late in the draft. Especially, even considering that he's probably going to be out maybe a game or two. It's like if he comes back, even with that re-injury risk considered, getting him that late is very, very good. Unless there's some news. If there's some news that comes out that I haven't read yet that says that, he's going to miss a lot longer than that, if they put him on the PUP or something, then there's egg on my face. But yeah, it looks like we're wrapping it up here. We could take a third quarterback if we wanted to get really cheeky. If we were going to get stupid like that, let's see what quarterbacks are still available. Baker Mayfield has an opportunity with that offense, although with his weapons, I should say. The offense in and of itself, I think they're going to be leaning towards running the running game, because that is their new coach is the old offensive coordinator for Minnesota, was the offensive coordinator for Minnesota last year. So they're going to want to run, particularly with their two running backs, Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt. That's a great combination to have a good running game with. Tyrod Taylor is still here too, so we could have grabbed Tyrod Taylor. He does get that Hard Knocks bump. Let's go ahead and take a peek at our tight ends though that we have available. Jonnu Smith is still here. We could take a shot in the dark with Jay Sternberger. Let's go ahead and star him here. He is the tight end for the Green Bay Packers. I think it's Jace Sternberger, and I think the other tight end they have on the team is Tongan, I think is what his name is. But yeah, let's go ahead and grab Jonnu Smith, and then we could grab our defense. Let's take a peek. Okay, Philadelphia is still on the board. New England is still on the board, which is kind of crazy to think about. Let's go and take a peek at the footballers' rankings here, and let's see what defensive rankings they have. Because we are streaming, so New England is still slotted as, hold on, 1, 2, 3, is 5th best. So we might actually grab New England here for streaming. I have been leaning towards the Chargers and the Eagles just because their schedule has been so good. Where are the Eagles here? Oh, there you go, Philadelphia Eagles. Oh, they're right, all back to back over here. But you know what? With Bill Belichick, there might be a good chance that that defense is still pretty good. Although they lost a lot of players to a lot of players opted out for plague because of the plague. So let's go ahead and grab Jonnu Smith here, and then yeah, we need to grab our defense and our kicker. So let's go ahead and grab New England, might as well. They probably won't be special like they were last year, but they're still, coached by the best defensive coach and probably the best coach in football for the last 2 decades or so, decade and a half or so. But yeah, we're finishing up our draft. Kickers are next. If we wanted to forgo kicker and just grab somebody to see what happens, we could let's see. We didn't really grab any spec guys though, not like last time, like with a Zigbo, like our last draft where we grabbed a Zigbo and Damian Harris, because we could, I wouldn't mind grabbing one of those guys and just seeing what happens. Because if you remember, if you perchance have watched the previous episode of Vin Plays Fantasy Football, during my ESPN draft, I did draft Damian Harris, but it came out the other day that he was just put on the PUP, and he's going to miss at least the first 3 games of the season, which is too long for me. I ended up dropping him for, I think Alan Lazard is who I ended up dropping him for in that league. If we had more guys like that, we could just grab them to see what happens, but right now I'm not really keen on that. Well, if we're going to do that, what running backs do we have available here? Naeem Hines is still here. Bryce Love, Devine Azigbo is still here. Benny Snell Jr. The handcuff for. He's the handcuff for. Geez, I'm brain farting right now. For James Conner, that is. Whew. But yeah, this draft went by a lot quicker than our last draft as well. We had more derp. Yeah, that's right. We had more auto drafters here. I'm not sure what happened to Blue Balls and Bullet Club here, my two homies here. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what's going on with them. I knew BC Boys was going to be auto drafting, but yeah, let's just fingers crossed that we don't get our kicker has been snaked. What the heck, man? Who keeps taking my kicker here? Let's see here. Okay, Alan Lazard was taken off the board. Dan Bailey, Young-Hoo Koo, man, the Brady bench grabbing my kicker. Holy cow! All right, so we have a toss-up between Mason Crosby and the Honey Badger himself, or the Money Badger himself, Michael Badgley. I did grab Mason Crosby last draft, so I think I might lean towards. Actually, let's go ahead and take a peek at the footballers' rankings here. I should have. Well, I don't think I could have done this yesterday during my last draft because I think these just came out today. Okay, Young-Hoo is 10th. Mason Crosby is 8th here, so. Although, the footballers are not the greatest at choosing kickers, I find. Yeah, it looks like the Money Badger isn't even... Oh, yeah, yes, he is. Okay, so Money Badger is 12th, and Mason Crosby is 8th, it looks like. Higher than Young-Hoo, actually. They ranked him higher than Young-Hoo. Yeah, for the sake of variety, let's just go ahead and I'll grab the Money Badger here. Hopefully that offense won't be much worse or any worse anyways than last year's Chargers, because last year they were kind of. Phillip Rivers did not have a good year last year. Let's just say that. Let's see who is left on the board. Let's take a peek at who is getting picked up here. Mostly just kickers. Somebody grabbed O.J. Howard as their second tight end. Yeah, behind Mark Andrews, that's perfectly fine. Although, they do have a committee back there. They have O.J. Howard. I think they still have Cameron Brate. And they, of course, have Rob Gronkowski. Okay, Christian Kirk. Alright, let's go ahead and draft the Money Badger. And that concludes our draft here, or my draft here, my main league. Let's take a peek at my team here. The Descenders for the National Football League, as I have so dubbed this league. Let's take a look at who we have. We have quarterbacks Jared Goff and Joe Burrow. Our wide receivers are Devontae Adams, Robert Woods, Marquise Brown, and Jarvis Landry. We have running backs Josh Jacobs, Chris Carson, Le'Veon Bell, Raheem Mostert, Zach Moss, Antonio Gibson, and David Montgomery. Holy cow, I have drafted so many. How many running backs do we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 freaking running backs on my squad. Unfreaking believable. But okay, and we have tight ends Blake Jarwin and Jonnu Smith, with our kicker Michael Badgley, the Money Badger himself, and our defense, the New England Patriots. How do I feel about this team? All things considered, there's some great value here. Devontae Adams, on the turn. That's basically where he goes during most drafts. So on the trend, that's fine. Josh Jacobs, that I love Josh Jacobs, so that's fine. He's fine as well. Um, Le'Veon Bell, we have so many freaking running backs. If we don't have a standout or just an awesome top 12 or RB1 in here somewhere, then yeah. Oh boy. Our tight ends, we have breakout candidate in Blake Jarwin and Jonnu Smith. They're both breakout candidates, and they both have a great opportunity to be really good. They don't really have much competition on their teams, so they will be the primary offensive weapons as far as tight ends go on their squads. I talked up Antonio Gibson the last draft, so yeah, he has a real opportunity to be something special over there, although the offense isn't going to be very good. Holy cow, though. But yeah, so concludes this draft and also this episode of Vin Plays Fantasy Football. Thank you for watching, as always, and I'll see you next time.